Welcome back to Lucore Automotive Services. Today we are going to massage the firewall on this beautiful FD RX7 so that we can fit our oversized intake manifold so that we can fit our oversized throttle body. I think I'm going to start by removing the pinch weld, probably from about here to here. That'll give me almost an inch to remove the intake manifold back, because I need room to put my manifold air pressure sensor on, because most of the stuff we're doing on this tune excuse me, rely on this sensor, and it goes right there where that pinch weld is. So we're gonna remove that guy, and we're probably gonna have to push the firewall back. I'm gonna try and stretch it first, and if that doesn't work out, then I'll just cut it out and weld in a new piece. It is what it is. When you do custom stuff, you gotta have custom solutions. So I'm gonna start cutting. And then we'll have to figure out our hood clearance. First, pull this guy out of here. Alright, so those are covered up. Let's see. Go from there to there. Let's see if I can drill a hole to give me a radius. This is a double wall pinch weld. Modifying the structure. I could just bend it down and force it in, but that's I think that's going to do more damage than good. It would be really hard to stretch that metal. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 spot welds, maybe 5. I'm going to try and beat this lower panel in before I cut this, get me a little more stretch. What'd you do today, Rich? I completely destroyed the firewall on a beautiful RX-7. Nice. Like fun. Not really. Don't think of it as destroying it. Think of it as making it better. So let's remove that. That's going to be 5 pinch welds right at the center of the car. I think I want to just remove, I definitely need a whole bunch of space right in the center. From here to here. I need a good indentation. Let's see what we can make happen. Let's do a center punch since I got to drill it at an angle. Alright. Now let's clean this up a little bit and we'll see if we can stretch that firewall in a little bit. Caught a lot of that metal. And those guys, which will go in the trash. And let's drag a magnet through here because I still got some. I should have put a bigger rag down, I guess, but. Let's fit our manifold in here real quick and see what we've gained at this point. Because while it doesn't look like a lot, we don't actually need a whole heck of a lot, but we still need, I think, more than what we've got. Still need to go back an inch. Got a long ways to go and a short time to get there. So our new intake hits right there. It's going to hit right there. You can see this has already been adjusted before we worked on this car. We're going to try and recontour this entire area across here up to about there. I left a little extra metal here because I may be able to just use that to seam us back together when it's all said and done. Worst case scenario, I grind it out. There's still a little bit of a pinch weld holding here and here, so it might help me get the movement I'm looking for out of this. I'm going to massage this from right about there to give me more depth. It doesn't look like there's anything on the firewall on the back side, at least not until this point. The HVAC box is probably here and goes straight up. But it looks, I looked underneath the dash, it doesn't look like I'm going to contact anything under the dash there, so we're going to go ahead and start moving metal. Probably should have put some plastic down when I started, but I wasn't thinking that smart at the time. There's actually 4 layers of metal here. So we've got the front, we've got the bottom of the windshield wiper area. We've got the firewall, which goes into the passenger compartment. Really excited about breaking that seal. But oh well, that's what we got to do. Still need more. Holy cow. So I still need a little bit right there. That looks horrible. I can't really weld on this because with the interior in the car there's actually sound deadening mat on the inside of the car and it could possibly catch fire. I'm going to use some body seam sealer on this and then we'll paint it black just to cover up my tool marks, and then we'll put the intake on. So really kind of a tough spot without having the interior out and the engine out. I mean, to do it right, I would actually recess this entire area and maybe make the flange come up and then down. But that's not in the cards right now. If it didn't have interior in it,
if it was full on race car.
Yeah, I mean, it was full on race car, I'd have done it differently. But since it's a full interior car and it is actually used as such,
limits your options a little bit.
Well, I mean, let's be realistic. Pulling the entire interior out of this car and the engine and transmission out of it to weld in a small reinforcement is not. It's not within the budget. But I got plenty of space now for everything that I needed. I still needed to send it back there, so I did need to come over as far as I did. Take a file and knock off all my sharp edges. We'll put something on there to seal it up for the environments. My wipers work, so I didn't get into my wiper mechanism. So once the intake's in, you won't even be able to see it. I'll rearrange my brake lines so they won't be contacted by the intake. And even though it looks like heck, it'll work out just fine. Could you do it prettier? Yeah. Are we going to do it prettier? No. All right, who out there other than me thinks the hood's not going to close over that? Why is there a big bulge in your hood? Oh, that's not good. Well, let's bolt it down. See where we're rubbing, shall we? We're hitting right there. All right. Right there. It's hitting the mat. You can see the witness marks from that hitting the underhood.
So it closes, but it doesn't have the room to wiggle.
Right.
That the engine needs.
There's no wiggle room.
It's gonna punch a dent in the hood at some point.
It might. But I'm actually impressed that it's only hitting right there. And again, it's on the rubber on the pad, so I'll probably
clearing here.
It's clearing there, yeah.
And then this is pretty much factory, so we don't have to worry about that, right?
Well, that's just an elbow down, which I think will be all right.
Okay.
Hard contact there. And hard contact there. Wait. We can work on that a little bit. Maybe. Well, the good news is it all fits. We got to pick up our new coils because these take a different style coil than what we have. And I'm waiting on some fuel vapor hose. And then we should be pretty much done under the hood. And then I get to pull the transmission back out of this car so we can figure out something in there. So yeah, well, that's progress. So I managed to make everything fit. I have a little bit of a clearance issue right here to the hood and a little bit of a clearance issue right here to the hood, which ends up being, well, ends up being right there and right there. So I may have to cut some recesses to the inner structure of the hood, but that's going to be a project for another day. And then it's time to fire it up and make sure I did everything right. So it will fit with some slight modification. Let's keep moving forward. Got more stuff to do.
All right, we're gonna wrap this video right here when we got the throttle body and intake manifold finally installed on this RX-7. The time involved in getting this thing done correct was a very long time. And I don't need to tell any of you guys out there, damaging, cutting into, modifying an FD RX7 in the world of modern tuner cars is like damaging literally a piece of art. There's not many of us out there that are appreciative of the 80s and 90s Japanese supercars really that came out of that era. The FD is really on the top as far as absolute beauty, and it hurt my soul to cut into that thing. When we started worrying about clearancing things and having to worry about the hood, I honestly, I couldn't even watch it. Rich did what he was doing and I stayed away from it. But anyway, so the intake manifold is on, the throttle body is on, all that stuff is done. The next video is going to come very shortly after this one. I want to split these two into two different pieces because they're really two different kind of processes. So the intake stuff and all the underhood stuff is finished now. The next step is going to be doing the bump steer kit, oil pump pickup brace, realigning the vehicle, doing some exhaust modifications to it. All of that will be in this next video that will be coming very shortly after this one, but I wanted to split them into two so that you're not going to end up with one 45-minute video. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this. If you're interested in the FD RX7, there's a whole playlist of things that are on here about everything that we have done to this vehicle over the last year or so. If you're interested, please go click and enjoy that. If you're not already subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe. We do appreciate new subscriptions. We got all kinds of stuff on here, modern stuff, old school stuff, diesel stuff, you name it, we do it. We are just a small shop in Ohio, just showing you guys what real actual shops can do. Please do click on the like button. Please click on the like button. It lets YouTube know that you're actually paying attention to what we're doing here and that you like what we're doing. If you have any questions or anything, please do drop those in the comments in the comment section below. We are always in there. We respond back to absolutely everybody. So if you have any questions, comments, whatever, suggestions, put them in the comment section below. Anyway, I got to get back to editing. I'm going to get that second half done for you guys. It'll be coming to you real soon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.